We started the fire.
Yes, the fire rises.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the ACS Universe. I am, of course, ACS. Before we go any further, I'm going to bring in the rest of the panel for the evening. We got Ryan from Zeeverfett. What's good,
go.
Ryan? Yeah, yes. Let's go. I'll play it just for you.
I like how he's facing the wall.
Yeah, he's losing his mind right now. And also, I'm going to play this, too, to help introduce my boy, Ryan.
Lambda, baby.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
dude.
Omega Moon.
Yo, when I saw that, when I watched that episode, that's like the first one. When I watched it, I was like, yo, I remember that, and I've been meaning to download it ever since. Next person to bring in, Dawson. What's good, Dawson?
How's it going? Good to be here.
And Dawson, I got a clip for you also.
Oh, no.
And if it looks like we were scared to death, like a couple of kids just trying to save each other.
What? Was that green screen?
No, that was just a really good camera that the school has.
It just looked, the background didn't match the foreground. I was like, wait a minute.
No,
Somebody
it's
took some time with this one. I was expecting to see some graphics and like, maybe
that's an old ballroom that's in our school in a very old historical building.
That's the link you accidentally posted that one day, and I was like, yo, what?
I have no idea how that happened to this day. Like, I have no idea how that happened.
That's gold right there.
Yeah.
So, I think we're gonna need to give that to everybody.
The whole, yeah.
That's his intro for every show.
And we're gonna bring Zod up in here. What's good, Zod?
Hey, guys.
Zod, I couldn't find any old clips of you that look any different than what you do, so I'll just give you this one. I will find him. That works.
That works for me.
I have one that I can use from now on on Happy Chat Monday.
Okay.
It was like near the end, and I was like trying to tell everybody about me getting the Batman Return or Dark Knight Returns comic, and Zod was quoting something. He's just like, "What do you want?" I was like. I don't know. I was
quoting Babylon 5 talking to the ambassador.
Yeah, and I was like, guys, check us out. And he's like, what do you want? I watched like 15 times.
And that was so perfect because at the time that I said it, you were just like, you thought I was talking directly to you. It was awesome.
Oh, yeah. You want this? Yeah. All right. And let's bring in our guest that come to hang out with us this evening, Miss Jessica Blake.
Hey.
Yo.
Hey, Jessica.
I would say.
Do what?
It's good singing voice.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
And if it looks like we were scared to death, like a couple of kids just trying to save each other.
You could tell how tall you are, Dawson, in that clip because look, you're like right there on par with the frames on the walls. You're like right there. It's like
Do America's Got Talent or something.
What that wasn't it? It was like American Idol. That
was from SVU's
American
Got
Idol.
Oh, SVU's Got Talent. Okay.
Yeah,
similar.
They're posting the second round sometime soon, and I have another song on there, so I might share with you guys. I might not. Of course, of this clip that you guys are using.
Well, you might accidentally post it though. There's always
I'm subscribed to SBU on YouTube, so I'm catching the clip when it comes to the next performance. So let's jump into the chat. Ray was straight up in here first.
What's up, Ray?
Yes, sir. Dr. Fate, fire. Yes, that's right.
Fire.
That's what we're all about today.
Yeah.
What's up, Brian?
Yeah, it was good, man.
Hey,
we're doing.
Brian was excellent yesterday on yesterday night on the Zod Rider show. I had him on and we talked about Star Trek. That new animated series, Lower Decks. It was an excellent show.
Nice. Nice.
Master of None says,
Awesome.
finish downloading DC Universe online, run smooth on my PC. I ain't played that game in
Nice.
a long time.
Yeah, DC Universe. Haven't
yeah,
played that in years.
I played that. I started playing that in 2000.
Not the story again.
Yeah, man, it was such an awesome game. But what makes it an awesome game is if you have like a nice click. You know, you have like a nice, kind of like we have here, you know, on YouTube.
So let's all get on DC Universe and make the 4 nerds a superhero faction.
yeah.
That'd be
I haven't played
funny.
a game in a long time.
That'd be dope.
Probably
That'd
be
be
trash at it. Yeah, I forgot that. I always forget that. Andy says fire. Yes, fire. Batman, can't wait to see where Justice League 2000 lands on everyone's list.
We're doing our top 5 best, Batman. Who's
So it's number 1 on Dawson's list.
Number 3 on Ryan's list, though, Bloodfather.
That's not a comic.
Yeah,
book
that's
movie.
a comic book movie, according to
No.
Ryan.
No.
False.
See, Logan is not a comic book movie. That's where it falls
False.
in line.
I knew I'd get y'all started. All
So I take it, Ryan, that Logan is not in your top 5.
It's not in my top 50.
Oh my gosh.
Sheesh.
Goodness gracious.
What about you, Jessica? Is Logan
wait,
in your top 5?
No, not really. But
Okay.
But the way she said,
Read it in a week,
oh,
boys.
okay. But it's close though, right?
yeah,
It's number 6.
10. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
10.
Okay. All right. Ray says fire. Just saying, this will be it's going to be a great time. Ray, he tagged a bunch of people.
This is ACS Universe. Of course, it's going to be a great
yes, of
time.
course
Come
it's gonna
on,
be.
man.
Yo,
Always. The 5.
That's what we're getting.
I just
We have such the most appropriate clips.
I imagine that grilling with you has got to be
Oh my God.
the hardest thing to get you away from.
The 4 nerds, barbecue. Could you imagine a 4 nerds barbecue?
Oh man,
ACS fire.
a 4 nerds barbecue. It's probably
His wife would come tell us he's been cooking for days. He's just fire.
I'm telling you, man. Every time I start the grill, it's
That's a fire. That's a fire. Look at that.
yeah. So let's see, Ray, where you at? Where am I at in this chat? They're talking to each other. I need a full video of which one. Oh, you talking about Dawson?
Dawson's thing?
Great.
Oh yeah, the full
great.
performance.
I need to find that link and post it.
Oh
man.
yeah. You need to find that.
dude. It's a long one. It has him. He's getting interviewed.
Good luck
He's like,
finding it.
I'm Dawson Diedrich and this and that. Then it shows him playing. Yeah, it's a good one, man. It's a good one.
Yeah.
So it's like American Idol production quality where they interview him and everything, and then they cut to the awesome.
Quality. No.
Dawson.
Because like no offense to my school, but whoever edited the video left way too much time between each person.
Didn't use the nerdy and Medi ways style of editing, huh?
Like they have like 5 seconds of just pure black screen between each person. I'm just like, why though? Why do you need to stretch out the time that much? What are you doing?
Master of None says, "Yo, that wasn't an accident that you posted that."
It
link.
so was.
I believe Dawson when he says it was an accident.
I think what happened here is that whenever I usually tweet out an image, it's usually the thumbnail of a video, and then I put the link right above it to the video.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so I think my body just went through the motions of like typing it out, putting the picture of whatever it was, and my mind was just like, all right, post the link. Because I copied it and I was going to send it to my family because they hadn't seen it yet. And so I think I just went through the motions and accidentally did it that way and didn't even realize it, which is weird.
And a lot of times too, if you copy and paste stuff, if you're not careful, when you go to paste something, your computer will remember that you're pasting a previous thing that you looked at. Like it's weird like that.
Yeah. And it was my phone too. It was just freaking weird.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And Anthony commented, it was like, oh, you snuck that in on us. I was like, snuck what? And
yeah, I did. I was like, oh shit. Yeah. Rasha's in here. What's up, Rasha? DC Talks in here. Oh, he's hot. Look, Nicotina.
He's hot.
Did you see it, Ryan? Nah.
No.
Not
literally
yet.
just posted it before the show.
I'm going to
DC
check it
Talk.
after the show.
DC Talk says, "Hey, Jessica."
Hey.
Let's see. I'm trying to catch up on this before we jump
Nope.
around. Let's see. Master of None.
That's right.
Wait, you guys don't like Justice League, but what about those funny? Nah, they're just some
No.
good friends.
It's so funny because Justice League 2017 is a very memorable movie for all the
wrong
Yes,
reasons.
exactly. Yeah.
Like you remember the lines not because they were good or because they're iconic, but because they're so cringe.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just straight bad. It's just,
Yeah.
There's no better way to describe it. It's just awful.
A man I knew used to say that hope is like your car keys. Easy to lose, but if you dig around, it's probably close by.
Zod, you didn't watch
What
it?
does that even mean? Like,
It's like it makes no sense.
no.
Oh,
Oh my
well,
gosh.
it does make sense. It's just shit. It's just,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But hope is nothing like that.
yeah, like some car. Yeah.
well,
Before, go ahead.
you know, I think it's like it's easy to lose, but it's just so cringe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? That line could have possibly worked better if his face didn't look like shit.
Oh yeah, and the kids
You know what I
sounded
mean?
so-
Oh, and the little kids too. I mean, that was so cringe.
ever fight a hippo?
You should have shown it from the point of view of the children and
Yeah.
not from the cell phone. Why didn't they
Yeah.
just show the kids? And then they wouldn't have even have had to have Superman in the full frame. They could have got.
I think it was cheaper for them to shoot it like that.
Yeah, obviously, you think
Like,
Yeah.
They were looking for
quick
cheap.
things,
Yeah.
Yeah.
they literally used the cell phone for that scene. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like
it's as
How do we start this
it's as
thing?
low resolution as possible, and they still couldn't get Henry Cavill's
Look,
face
just
right.
think about Zack Snyder took his iPhone and shot a fire 5-minute movie
That
with
looks
a
beautiful.
Yes, and then that's what they got with that one. So
It's- that's-
look, it's a hope is like car keys. Like that. No, that's.
You last
we'll-
slapped them.
hope next year we'll forget about everything that we saw in 2017. So
Yeah,
It will
like,
disappear.
everything.
I think we'll still remember it because it was so cringe.
it'll still be funny.
yeah, no,
It'll still
yeah,
be-
well, yeah. we'll
If it's
feel
if it's a comedy and we can do like a riff tracks kind of like commentary on it, it'll be memorable in that way.
I want to see Zach's commentary of it. That would
Oh, that would be
hilarious.
amazing. Yeah, that's what I've always said, but
That
I
would be
keep
funny.
thinking I keep thinking that the whole idea that we don't promote the idea of maybe
Right.
Zach doing a commentary is just because it would probably be a painful experience for Zach.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'd be painful because he's got it completed now. So going back, because he says he's never seen it. So for him to get his initial response, or just sort of like that raw feedback would be just hilarious. I think.
Oh yeah, I mean there was a video. I forget who put this out, but somebody put out like a little like I think it was AB Director put out like a video of like how Zach's commentary of Justice League 2017 would be, and it was so awesome. He just had like little clips of like how Zach reacts to things, and had Zach reacting to certain things in Justice League, and it was like, oh, that's fine. That's okay. Like, and then he started like laughing at like the real cringy parts. Like there were different things. Like it was pretty cool. I'm like, at some point, I'm like, that probably would be accurate. I would love
I'd
for him
turn
to
it
do,
off
like,
halfway through.
like a live stream, like he did
this is
for
like-
like he did for Man of Steel, where and then you just have him comment on just how gross and inaccurate the movie is.
What's out, Seal out? What's good, Seal? And
What's
Seal?
up?
What's up, Sil? Sil, you took down all your 4Nerd stuff, and you took 4Nerds out of your Twitter, man.
Well, yeah, we kicked him out.
Nah, I guess so. That's terrible.
We demoted him. Yes, of course.
Ah,
All right. So y'all know what I do on here. I ask 3
Now
questions.
give me some fries.
some what?
can we get a chocolate shake?
Just ignore
Yeah, I
him.
wanna
Just
talk
ignore
this
him.
Let's get a chocolate shake at
Yeah, hold
least. Something.
All
I
right.
have ice cream. I can make myself a shake right now. Gosh,
Yeah,
dang it.
sounds good,
I
man.
want it.
I got iced tea right now.
That does sound good.
I have cookies and cream, and I also have moose tracks. Mix it together with some.
Cookies and cream, dude?
Moose tracks?
Cookies and cream.
Hey, I haven't had moose tracks in
Ask
quite a while.
everybody what their favorite ice cream is, ACS.
ACS. You don't like cookies and cream?
No, I love it. That's why I was like, God, want some cookies and cream right now.
Oh, okay, good. Okay.
I actually just
We can
had
still be
like an
friends.
Oreo
Good.
cookies ice cream bar before the show. So
Oh, nice.
Nice.
The best one for me is like getting just chocolate ice cream and breaking up your own Oreos and mixing it up.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's
That
good.
is delicious.
Good take, Ryan. Good take. For once.
Anybody,
Y'all just
anybody
changed.
here like mint chocolate chip ice cream?
Yeah, I like that.
My wife's a huge fan.
I can eat it occasionally.
It was my favorite. It was my favorite growing up as a kid.
It's not my first choice, but like
It's not my it's not my
option,
first
I'll eat
choice,
it.
but I would eat that. I would eat
You know
that.
what? I'd rather have like mint just without the chopped chips. I'm kind of like that. I really like mint, so you know. I really
There's
like-
these
Sounds
mint,
great.
there's these mint chocolate chip frozen bars that you can eat, and those are pretty good. I can't remember which company makes them, but they're
Is
the
it covered
bomb.
in chocolate? Is it like covered in chocolate?
No. It's just it's like mint cream ice
I know
cream.
what
and
Dawson's
chips in it.
talking about.
They're good. Those are good.
Yeah.
So that just answered the first random question of the evening. What's your favorite ice cream?
Well, I didn't answer my favorite.
What's your favorite?
So depending on the day, it's either cookies and cream, or
Depending on the
it's,
day. So Mondays are cookies and cream. What are Tuesdays?
well, it depends on how I'm feeling. There's one or two, either cookies and cream, or
Depends on how he feels after he watched Bloodfather.
or chocolate salted caramel. I love chocolate salted caramel. It's good stuff.
my all-time favorite is strawberry cheesecake ice cream.
Interesting.
It's
Never
really
had that.
My all-time favorite now is cookie dough.
Cookie dough's pretty good.
That's another one that I really love.
That's a
I'm more of a Rocky Road kind of guy.
Rocky.
I like Rocky.
Well, I'm allergic to nuts, so I have to. So
Well,
that I kind of
Don't go there.
nuts and strawberries are my allergies.
That
so
dude
I have
right
to
there.
be careful
Don't
of
listen to
those.
that guy.
yeah, I would have thought you were a cherry guy myself.
Oh man,
That's
All right,
true. Cherries are good.
so we're here.
On ice cream is delicious.
All right.
So we're here, and we're going to count down our top 5 comic book / superhero films.
Yes.
And so everybody's been given the opportunity to have an honorable mention, which would technically be number 6, but just fell out of your top 5.
Yeah.
And let's get it started. Hey, these, by the way, are fire that Dawson made. I got to give him straight respect. We're about to start right now.
Number 5.
Fires.
Yeah, Dawson hit puberty.
Yep.
I love it.
Dawson,
Number 5.
you're first.
My number 5 favorite comic movie of all time, and this is kind of controversial for some people out there, but it's The Amazing Spider-Man 2 with Andrew Garfield. I love that movie. And there's a lot of criteria that I have for this. Like, my criteria are: does it feel like a comic? How is the character portrayed? Is it unique, or is it true to the comics? Does it have good rewatch value? And does it have powerful themes? And I think The Amazing Spider-Man 2 matches a lot of these for me. It feels a lot like the comics that I grew up reading with Spider-Man. I love how they included the big eyes on the Spider-Man suit compared to every other Spider-Man movie we'd ever seen. And I just love Andrew Garfield's Peter Parker and Spider-Man. It is different from the comics, but it's different in a good way, in a modern way that makes sense, at least to me personally. And I loved the way that Spidey sense is used in that movie. I think it's portrayed in probably the most perfect way that we've seen as up to date, because of course we haven't seen that in the MCU like at all, basically, except for somewhat in Far From Home, which, let's be honest, now what they call it, the freaking Peter Tingle. I mean, come on, don't miss me with that BS. But yeah, so The Amazing Spider-Man 2 sits at number 5 for me.
All right. Zod. Number 5.
My number 5 is Wonder Woman, the Patty Jenkins movie that came out in, I believe it was 2017.
Yep.
I absolutely love that story. I love what they did with her on the big screen. Zack Snyder helped craft a wonderful story, and it was just great to see Wonder Woman finally get a big screen adaptation. And I felt like the movie had a lot of really great and awesome classical elements. And I confess, I do watch Wonder Woman a lot. It's a movie that I go to, and I did see it several times in the theater. So for all the hate I get for my criticisms of Patty Jenkins, it's only because I expect more from Patty, and I expect Patty to live up to what she is putting out, the content she is putting out. And honestly, to me, Wonder Woman was a wonderful movie, and that's why it is number 5 on my list.
Nice.
Ryan.
Oh, me. Oh, okay. Well, my number 5 is X-Men First Class. I think the leads for Professor X and Magneto are perfectly cast. They have great chemistry together, and it was an intriguing story. It had a great villain. Kevin Bacon played a fantastic villain in that movie. I love Kevin Bacon. The story was
Freddy
entertaining.
Freddy Krueger? Kevin Bacon is Freddy Krueger. Yeah. How do you feel about it?
No. But no, it had an interesting story. The villain was great. Like I said, the costumes were good, not great. But they were good. They were better than its predecessors, and where they're all dressed in black leather, and that was just sort of a thing for the 90s. And it has good rewatchability. If it's playing, I will watch it. If it's on there and I don't see anything else, I'm more inclined to press play on X-Men First Class than any of the other X-Men movies.
Nice.
And Jessica, you got the stage.
Yeah. So, can I mention my honorable mentions kind of first? Because
go ahead.
Kind of set the stage for that.
Okay.
So pretty much all of the big ones out of my top 5, and just to let you know, my top 5 is like my favorite films and not the films that I consider the best. So it's like films that I kind of have like a personal connection to, the ones that I really gravitate towards, and not necessarily like the best films. So like honorable mentions are like Logan, and yes, The Dark Knight is not in my top 5. Even though it, on another day it would be. Don't take this as like tomorrow it's going to be completely different. I'm that type of person. I don't do but just for this, I'm kind of So when Dawson said like The Amazing Spider-Man 2, I don't feel as kind of bad about this. Is my top 5 is Birds of Prey.
Okay. Birds of Prey fans. Okay.
Yeah. It just kind of it's literally, I'm not afraid to admit it, it's the film I've watched the most in the cinema. I watched it 9 times.
Oh
wow. Yeah. Okay.
So I wasn't expecting it, but
it must have really resonated with you.
Yeah. It's so rewatchable.
It's always good when a movie can do that, regardless. Yeah. It's great when a movie can resonate with you, that you want to keep going back. That's wonderful.
Mm-hmm. And you can afford to.
Well, I have a membership, so
Oh,
there you go.
Nice.
It pays for itself. Really.
Celebration.
Yeah. And number 4. Oh wait,
we'll
going around.
Ladies first. Can I mention my honorable mention real fast?
Yeah. Honorable mention. Go ahead, Doc.
My honorable mention was Hellboy: The Golden Army. I really like that. I like Ron Perlman as Hellboy, and I watched that a lot growing up. Actually, when it came out in 2008, I watched it a ton on replay, and I just really liked it. I mean, it's not amazing or phenomenal, but I just really, really like that movie.
Are we doing honorable mentions now?
I guess we're gonna.
Yeah, go ahead, Zod. Go ahead.
Okay, so my honorable mention would be the first Blade movie with Wesley Snipes. I really love that movie. I go to that movie a lot too, but it just didn't make my top 5. So it's
I've never seen the Blade films. I need.
Oh really?
Oh man,
yeah,
really good.
Well, the first two,
at least watch the first.
Out.
At least watch the first
one,
2.
You're not.
The third one,
you're not really missing out.
The third one is kind of a divergent. It kind of goes off, but for me, I mean, I'm not even really, to be honest, all that big fan a big of a fan of the second one, but the first one, oh my God, that movie is awesome. The way it opens up, I mean,
in the club
with all the blood.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you know what, that movie was amazing. So that's an honorable mention for me.
Let's get on it then. Yeah.
What's up, Ryan? Honorable mention.
Honorable mentions. I got two of them because I didn't know if we were doing a live action or anything. But my two are The Incredibles and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, nice.
And
nice choice.
Because those are up here with rewatchability and originality. And I really dig those movies and I have a lot of fun with them.
I love those.
So those are my honorable mentions that are not live action.
All right,
live action would have been like Judge Dredd.
Judge Dredd or Dredd? Which one?
Dredd with Carl Urban.
Oh, fire!
Oh, surprising! So shocking.
All right, so my
we're doing you. No.
Yeah, I hadn't said my honorable mention is The Dark Knight. It's y'all can say what you want about it, but it's still one of my favorite. And like Ryan said, you brought up a good point with my criteria for picking these movies. Is I go off rewatchability so much, like I can't in good conscience say I love this movie and I ain't seen it in 6 months.
Yeah, no, right?
Like the top two movies. As a matter of fact, all 5 of these movies in my top 5, I've watched them within the last week. So, which is
exactly.
Which is probably why I don't have time to watch new stuff will come out. And I'm like, I can't watch it because I gotta watch this movie one more time.
We're never gonna see you again when Justice League comes out.
That's where I think we're all gonna be gone when Justice League comes out. You're gonna see none of us. The streams are gonna be dead.
Yeah.
We're all just gonna pop back on a stream and like unkempt facial hair.
Yeah.
But
kind of like how I am now.
So that's honorable mention. The Dark Knight, and so number 5 for me, I'm gonna go with Zod, man. Wonder Woman. You can say what you want about the third act, and I think Patty probably still has some stuff to learn about doing action sequences. However, she did do one of the best action sequences I've ever seen put on film, and most important, which was the No Man's Land scene. So, so for the same reasons, Zod, I agree with you. Wonder Woman's number 5 for me.
Nice.
And now we're going to go in reverse.
Uh-oh.
Jessica, you can go first. Here we go.
Number 4.
Who is that?
It's fire. That's what that is.
Right. So, like, I kind of flipped between my number 4 and 3. And it's really, really close. But I have to go Man of Steel.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
When you know my third, you kind of get it. But Man of Steel is just, it's like the birth of the DCU. It just means so much to me. It's just epic, powerful, just so emotional. It's incredible. So it would be first, but it's literally
it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
That's a great choice. My fourth would be Aquaman.
Oh,
I believe it has a good lead. He's very entertaining in that role. It's the rewatchability is there. I can watch that thing, over and over. It's the visual effects are stellar. They are they're up there with like Avatar. That's when I'm watching that, it feels like I'm watching an aquarium. But it's enhanced. So I love looking at all the detail that they, the buses or trains or whatever going by, and just how it's, it's a city and you see big tortoises here and there or whatever. And then it has a great villain. Orm is a fantastic villain played by Patrick Wilson.
Yeah.
The story is entertaining. I like brother versus brother. It's a great dynamic. But the lead is a little, or the female lead is a little forgettable, because I don't think that they had chemistry. I think Amber Heard and Jason Momoa just didn't have chemistry on camera. His costume at the end when he comes out of the lair with the trident and Mary Poppins, It's fire.
Yeah.
And how about Orm's mask in the final battle? The comic
Yeah, I
actor
love how
mask.
it
I thought that was
moves.
cool. Yeah.
Yes, and the eyebrows, have that animation. I loved it. I was glad that it was not just a standard mask.
I'm glad they had the courage to do that.
Yeah.
I remember when I saw it in theaters. There's some younger people next to me. They started laughing when he put it on. I was like, "Yo, that's so accurate." I don't even know what to fucking say right now.
What are you having for dinner, Ryan? Is that Chinese food?
No, it is enchiladas verdes.
Oh wow, awesome!
Oh, it's
chicken enchiladas.
I got sour cream on top.
Yeah, that's what's up.
All right, Zod, you got your number 4?
Yeah, my number 4 is Zack Snyder's Watchmen movie, which is and when I say Watchmen, for me, I like the Ultimate Edition more than the director's cut or the theatrical cut. The Ultimate cut is the version that is the director's cut with the Tales of the Black Freighter comic book animation edited back into the movie, and it is fantastic. And it's a long movie, and it almost didn't make my top 5 because I was weighing for number 4 between Watchmen and Batman 1989, but I had to give the edge to Watchmen because the performances were so awesome, and I love that book, and I love the way it was adapted. I think Zack Snyder did a magnificent job, and I love the movie way more than the TV series that we got. The TV series for me was rather mediocre. There was maybe two or three good episodes in the TV series, but then that was it. But the movie adaptation is like the comic book come to life. Literally, it just jumps off the page, panel for panel. And Zack Snyder did a masterful job as director there. So Watchmen is number 4 on
number 4 for you. Dawson, what you got?
Number 4 for me is Joker with Joaquin Phoenix.
Oh,
I really like that movie. I like how different it is compared to a lot of the comic book films. I like how it deals with the themes of like how to handle, or I guess help those, or I guess how we should desire to help those with mental conditions, and how not dealing with that can negatively impact either people's lives or society in general. I thought it was a very interesting take on the Joker character as a whole, whether you believe it was all in his head or not. I think it was very interesting. I love the cinematography of that film. I love the dark humor that they were able to pull off in times where most movies could not make you laugh, but just would make you terrified. It still made you laugh. And I thought that was very impressive. And I just think it's just a fantastic film.
all right. Nice. So I think Zod's copied my test answers, man. Because I've got the same one for my number 4, Watchmen. Yo, that movie's fire. And I think Zod, I think you're talking about this one here. This is the one.
Yeah, the complete. The ultimate cut.
Yeah.
Ultimate cut.
It's
fire. You can't. It doesn't get. Honestly, Anthony, doesn't get any better than that as far as an adaptation. I mean, when you're literally adapting a comic book, the only thing closer to a perfect adaptation would be 300. Yeah. But 300 doesn't make the list because it's not a superhero movie. But what I'm saying is, you know, with Watchmen, you're talking about comic book perfection come to life.
Yeah, and it's fire. It's good. You know, the perfect actors picked. A lot of lesser known actors picked for the movie, and the visual effects obviously is Zack Snyder, so the movie's going to look great. And I was perfectly fine with them changing the ending as far as it not being a squid. Or
me too. I love the book. I love the book, and I was not offended at all by the ending. I thought the ending made sense from a cinematic perspective, which is what I couldn't understand why people were so upset that he didn't show the squid at the end of the movie. It's like, listen, Zach was going for a little bit of realistic. I'm going for a little bit of a realistic sense there, and I think he did a good job, and I think he made the right decision. And he didn't even remove the squid altogether, because he named the computer program that was used to do that, to make it look like it was Dr. Manhattan. He named it Squid. So you're really, I mean, Zack Snyder was slavishly faithful to the source material. So hey, man, anybody that says Zack Snyder doesn't know comic books is absolutely crazy.
Right.
It's probably the most comic book accurate film I've ever seen in my entire life.
Definitely.
Yeah. All right. Before we get to number 3, here's random question number 2.
Ooh.
For all you guys. This is so hard. Look, if you could kill off any comic book character for good, that means they can never come back. Who are you killing and why? It could be any universe. They can never be written about in a book again or in movies. They're just the character's gone. That's hard.
Like just any character?
Yeah, just. I mean, of something. Don't just say "dude" on the street. Like of some important.
Like if I say Animal Man, it's like who cares?
Yeah, but I mean that I would because I mean I don't know Toy Master. What's his name? Toy Man. Yeah. I mean, what is he doing there? I could deal with that better than. But
okay. I got my answer. My answer is going to probably seem controversial to a lot of people, but if it were me, I would kill off Lobo, never to be seen again. I cannot stand that character. I think that character is extremely overrated. People give praise to that character all the time. There was even at one point when they were rumoring if they were going to bring Lobo into the feature film universe they were talking about. I remember having a conversation with Jay Oliva, and we were talking about Lobo. And Jay Oliva was like, well, why don't we could do a Lobo movie where we bring in, a lot of people were talking about they wanted Jason Momoa to come in and play Lobo. Yeah. So we could have Jason Momoa play Lobo and Aquaman. And Jay Oliva said something like we could have Momoa and Momoa action. And it would be I at that point I thought, I'm like, my God, I hate that character. I wish that character didn't exist because for me it's like, what does Lobo accomplish? He's essentially a bounty hunter that never follows through with anything. He's supposed to. It's almost like he brings the people in to get the money. I guess he's got like a dead or alive philosophy, but he's just stupid. I've never understood the appeal of the character at all. So for me, it would be Lobo, hands down. Oh, man. And I know how I would do it too. I would have Deathstroke. I would have Deathstroke. Yeah. I would have Deathstroke stab him in the gut with a big katana.
Nice.
So
yeah,
I gave it some thought.
Okay.
If I'm going to be known for killing off a character to never be written about again, I would choose a character that was huge, so that you would never forget me for millions of years.
Cloud chasing.
Batman. I would take out Batman. Wow. Never to be written of again.
Take him out now.
Yeah.
Get rid of him now.
Yeah, you know what?
Now.
Yeah, but you have to understand that Batman is such a cash cow that would never happen. Even if they said it was going to be
no.
Batman wouldn't end up dying. Ryan would end up dying.
No.
That's what happened.
Would be a fake out, isn't it?
And it was a wish. It was granted. It was done, and that's it.
Oh, you mean like if Will Smith came to you in the form of a genie and said you have 3 wishes?
Yeah, and I'd be like, woo!
Yeah, Birds of Prey.
For me, the character that I'd have killed off, I'm not going to go nearly as big as first two. Vicky Vale. Vicky Vale's character
isn't used very much, though. She's for
a character that's not used a lot in comics, she was sure used in the first live action film that we all saw with Batman 89. But like, she's so unnecessary. Like, she does literally nothing. She's occasionally a love interest for Bruce Wayne off to the side, and she's a news reporter, but whatever. Like, basically, she's used for exposition, and I don't care for her character at all.
She had to give Bruce Wayne a love interest, man.
Yeah, I didn't think she did. I didn't think she did bad. I think
I
she
mean,
was okay.
they did her character justice in DC Universe Online.
Okay.
She just reported the news. That was it. So I mean, that's sort of like I was saying earlier with Animal Man.
He's just like the most well known of the reporters that
I do not care.
I mean, it's not. It's
so
not
Vicky
quite,
Vale's gone and Batman's
Vicky Vale
gone.
is not the equivalent
anymore.
of Vicky Vale is not the equivalent of
take
Lois
love
Lane,
interest
but
out of
she's
Batman
kind
89,
of-
and it's a better movie.
No, but you got to take Batman out of Batman 89, and it's no movie. No, we're done. Destroyed.
Take Vicky Vale out of Batman 89 and take Chase Meridian out of Batman Forever, and then they're better movies.
Well, Chase Meridian, I could agree with you. If you were going to say take Chase Meridian out and never write about her again, I agree, because Chase Meridian, I think, was created for Batman Forever. I don't think she
I've never seen her in any other.
She didn't become a comic book character. If she did become a comic book character, it was after Batman Forever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Gavin says top 3
I
anime.
just thought of my perfect answer,
Go ahead.
but it's kind of a technical one, just because I have a personal vendetta with what they did in the comics. Batgirl.
Oh,
which Batgirl though? Which Batgirl?
Just Batgirl and
in general, all of them. Okay.
The character.
No, Barbara Gordon.
Oh,
I want her to be Oracle again. That's just like, yeah. I'm just like,
okay. So you just want her to stay as Oracle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
pretty much.
Okay. Gotcha.
And
so figurative.
and never be
Cassandra Cain
Batgirl at all, ever
Oh,
again. Nobody.
Cain to be like the
Yeah.
Batgirl. That pissed me off.
okay.
New 52. So yeah.
Gotcha.
Best take Steve's in the house. Dropping them best takes.
The Aquaman huge indie battle sequence on Lord of the Rings. Yeah, it's pretty fire. I gotta admit that.
That was epic.
How do you not get nominated for visual effects at all?
No, they should have been nominated for visual effects because that thing was, like I said, it was stellar. It was beautiful.
Yo,
And for them to not be nominated, bullshit. It's not real.
Yeah.
It's fake. Fake award. Fuck it all.
Favorite member of the Watchmen, Rorschach. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's so easy.
Sucker Punch. What? Sucker Punch. It's not a superhero film. We're talking.
Yeah, it's not a superhero movie.
It's fire, but it's not. Yeah. Let's see. This list is only strictly for. Yes, it is. Let's see. Felicity Smoke. People hate Felicity Smoke. Look,
All right. Who would you kill off,
Next.
Anthony?
Me?
Yeah.
Man, I don't know, man. Like I said, Toy Man. I don't.
Toy Man.
What's the pup? Oh shit! What's the pig on his face?
Professor Pig?
Professor Pig, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Professor Pig.
Professor Pig, the pig on his face.
Dude. Professor Pig is like one of the coolest psychological characters out there. He's super disturbed. He's awesome.
Yeah, I do dig that character. I
wanna
like what
see
they
him in a
did with
movie.
him. Thank you. I liked what they did with him in the animated series when they were doing the that Batman show. It was very short lived, but he was. I like the character there.
Yeah,
In Arkham Knight, Professor Pig in Arkham Knight, that was awesome.
Yeah, that was good too. That was
That makes
also
you want.
good.
That makes you want a rated R Batman film with Professor Pig in it.
Ryan
Well,
Batman.
who knows? You might get that in with Matt
Kill the
Reeves'
Bat.
movie coming out. Professor Pig might be in it.
I have an alternative choice to who to kill off.
Okay.
Ross Al Ghul.
Oh.
Wow, that'd be
Kill him
insane.
off so that he can't come back.
Yes.
No Lazarus Pit. Just this fuck is it's just
He's done.
Sure.
No, Dawson wants to poison the Lazarus Pit. So the last time that Ra's al Ghul
Or
goes in
fill it
there,
with
he just gets
acid.
burned up.
Fill it with acid.
I feel it with acid.
man.
So-
And then he comes out as the Joker.
Well,
Oh,
what
wow.
happens there is the
undying
Lazarus Pit
Joker.
still keeps him alive, but the acid is constantly burning him up. So he's constantly forever dying.
Okay, Dawson. On a somewhat related note to your choice,
Pretty sick
that
and
you
twisted,
made,
but
are you excited for the next Batman animated Death in the Family Choose Your Own Adventure style movie coming out? Are you excited for that? Because it's going to have some tie-ins with that. You'll have, there'll
Right.
probably be Ra's al Ghul and the Lazarus Pit,
I'm
to help Jason
optimistic.
Todd.
I'm optimistic but it's gonna
I'm
be
looking
different.
forward
It's
to
gonna be
it so much. It's gonna be different, almost like a game.
Yeah.
What do you
Exactly.
think, Jessica? What do you think about the fully like interactive Death in the Family they got coming out?
I think it's gonna be great. I love Under the Red Hood, so I'm just excited. I'm kind of kicking myself because it's one of the panels that I wasn't able to watch for DC Fanfare.
It's gonna be awesome. Yes. Ryan, you should be excited. We might get to see more of your boy Dick Grayson. I mean,
I like the story. I like.
I do too.
Yeah.
You know,
I
the
like the
idea
Under
of
the Red Hood, and I liked that version of Black Mask a lot better than Ewan McGregor's Black Mask. I thought he was a little bit more. He was a little bit more eccentric, but he was more imposing. He felt like a villain. He felt like a mob boss.
And you know what I loved about him too is that he had such an awesome personality. Like you never knew what you were gonna get with Black Mask in the cartoon. It was like you didn't know if he was gonna be cool or if he was gonna literally pummel somebody to death.
Yes, and that's what I like about villains is like when you get to that point where like, what's he gonna do? Kind of like the Joker. It's like I don't know where this guy's gonna go. You know, is he gonna snap? Is he fine? When is he gonna lose it? And that's what I like. I like that type of villain.
What about you, Anthony? What about you, ACS?
I do like Ryan's idea with the Joker, though. The Joker is probably. Hey, who posted that thing about the Rogues Galleries the other day?
Oh, that was the
ambassador. That's right. Yeah, Batman hands down.
Hands down. There's no competition. There's zero competition out there.
It's an interesting conversation to be had.
Oh yeah.
Sure. Okay. So it would be an interesting conversation if you took Batman out.
Because, with everybody else's?
Yeah, because his is the most iconic rogue gallery of all comic books. I'm sorry. His rogue gallery is the most well known. So
why don't we
if you
save
take Batman out of it, then it's a little bit more interesting. Because then for me,
it would
save
Ryan for the debate.
That would be a good movie. You know what? I think, guys, that would be a great live action movie or TV series if they wanted to do it without Batman and just call it Rogues Gallery.
Ooh,
and it would just be all about the various villains in Gotham with no Batman. And
right, because I took out Batman. You can't write about him anymore.
Right. And it would just be the villain. It would just be the villains, and it would be about how the city is trying to combat the villains on their own with nobody like Batman to exist. Like an Elseworlds type story.
Cool.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That would be
Rogues Gallery. Yeah.
That'd be dope.
It'd be like a DC Black Label movie, like Joker.
What about Arkham Rogues Gallery?
Ooh, yeah.
It'd be awesome to see an Arkham movie. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That would be
awesome. That'd be fire.
Yeah, that's.
I love your microphone, Dawson. Your microphone
I do too.
Fire,
I love the
man.
thing.
the red just sticks out. It matches the Nimwa.
Though I will say, and I don't know if Ryan has any solutions for this, but when I try to plug this into my iPad, which I usually film my videos on, there's like a high pitch sound. So that's why lately I've been recording my videos on StreamYard. It's interesting. But anyway, that's a discussion for another time.
That's interesting. It's interesting. I've never plugged it into an iPad before.
What number are we on?
We're on number 3.
We're about to get to number 3, but you know what else has nice red that stands out? The background in this video.
And if it looks like we were scared to death, like a couple of kids just trying to save each other.
Mama, I'm coming home.
That was a great song. The thing about that video, though, that bugs me is that I had to record the video, and then they had to record my voice using a phone afterwards to like sync up everything. And I sang much better when they recorded me in the video than I did in the recording, and it pissed me off. But it's okay.
All right. So
still sounds good, Dawson.
Oh yeah,
thank you. Well, thank you.
I wouldn't have known that if you hadn't told me.
Yeah, if you hadn't said anything, there was it's like
just
all right.
Keeping you informed.
You ready for number 3?
Number 3.
Is that Megatron?
Megatron.
All right, Dawson, what you got? Number 3.
My number 3, and I figured it was just everything goes as far as live action and animated. So my number 3 is the Dark Knight Returns animated movie. That, because I mean, you guys know I love the Dark Knight Returns storyline, and that animated film, the 2-part film, I've probably watched that more than any other animated film in my life. I love that movie. It's fantastic. The story is very well done. It follows the graphic novel almost to a T. Very, 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 very well done. And as far as adaptations, because except for the one scene where Batman's rescuing that kid from the mutant gang, and instead of like shooting him in the head, as far as some people interpret it, he ends up like shooting him in like the arm. They
cut out the movie theater scene too.
Yeah. And so overall, a really great adaptation. I love the animation style of it. I think they elevated the Frank Miller story that much more, because as far as the art of Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns, I'm not as big of a fan as the story, but the animated movie just elevates that much more with the style of the animation.
Nice. Hold on, I just want to throw this up here. So what that dude Dawson double.
God dang. Oh, daddy dog.
And then Nicotina jumps in. The Dark Knight Rises really Dawson. The Dark Knight Rises.
Oh gosh, Nicotina. Dark Knight
Talk
Returns.
about misinterpreting.
Yeah.
Well, he's busy working, so he's like, "What's that?" Oh yeah, aisle 3. I'm sorry,
Nicotina. You know my
return.
You know my opinion on the Dark Knight Rises. I don't like that movie. I don't like it.
All right, Zod.
Oh.
What you got?
All right. Well, I thought. Okay, I thought we were. I thought we were only doing live action, because
that's what I thought.
I think we should save animated movies for another top 5.
Yeah, Doctor.
So should I read you
Because
mine?
there's so many. Because there's so many. Just
that what
because
you're
there's so
saying?
many great ones.
No, you already
I'm
went.
saying- No. That's how you felt, and you
Yeah.
and you felt like The Dark Knight Returns was good enough to be in your top 5 superhero movies of all time. I think Jay Oliva would probably be very, very flattered by that, because that's huge.
Hey, guys, do y'all hear a hum?
I do. It's like a lightsaber.
do.
A slight hum, yeah.
Yeah. It's not mine.
I'll wait till after the hum to give
Yeah, I'm
the
trying.
If you only knew the power of the dark side.
Okay, well, my number 3
Go ahead.
is Superman the movie from 1978. Superman
okay.
the movie, for me, with Christopher Reeve, is the movie that, started it all, probably for all of us. I'm a lifelong Superman fan. And that movie is iconic in so many ways. I love my favorite version of Superman the movie is the like super long extended like 3-hour edition of it that they put out. I love that movie. Yeah, it's number 3. I don't know what to say about it that hasn't already been said. It's an iconic film.
Nice.
Ryan?
He's got the water.
So my number 3 is Man of Steel by Zack
Okay.
Snyder.
Okay.
I think it's the perfect lead. I did like Brandon Routh, but I love Henry Cavill as well. I think it's great. It's entertaining, great watchability. I just watched it a couple days ago. The visual effects are great. Love them. I think they did a fantastic job with all of the visuals of the film. Very palatable. Zod as a villain was great.
Yeah.
I loved Michael Shannon's interpretation of the role and Zack Snyder's interpretation of the character. It was a very interesting, compelling story. We've been told the Superman story before, but this was a different take. So I enjoyed it. I thought it was a great film, and I love it. And the costume design for the hero was great. The only thing that didn't really sit well with me was Amy Adams. I just didn't believe her Lois Lane. I thought it wasn't the same level as Henry. I loved Lawrence Fishburne as Perry White. I thought that was great casting. I was yeah, and that's it for all of the. Feora. Feora was phenomenal as well.
Yeah, Feora
Fantastic villain. Fantastic villain. Yeah. So that's my number 3 right there. So boom.
All right, Jessica, what you got for us?
So number 3, Wonder Woman.
Okay.
What Pascal and Gal did that film just speaks volumes to me. It's so kind of meaningful. It's visually so gorgeous. The cinematography is just out of this world. The No Man's Land scene is literally one of the great movie moments of all time, in my opinion. And yeah, I literally recently watched it like 2 days ago. After that, yeah, I love it to bits. And as I said, sometimes, you know, these like top 5, they change and like all the time. So,
Yeah.
like tomorrow it'll probably be like, oh no, it should be higher. But yeah, it's really special to me, and it's my top 3.
Nice.
Nice. Wonder Woman making some appearances.
Wonder Woman is great.
Yeah. I'm gonna be the first one to bring a Marvel film to this list.
Oh.
Captain
Wait,
America,
hold
Winter
on.
Soldier.
I brought it up. I brought up the
What?
first Marvel one. Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Oh yeah, Spider-Man. No, you know what
Oh
I'm talking
wow!
about.
Look at you, clout chaser.
I was correcting because that was wrong.
It was to a certain extent. You know what I'm talking about.
Actually, it was a Sony movie, so
Yeah, but Captain America: The Winter Soldier, I just love it.
I like turtles. Oh my goodness.
Who's
That's too
talking,
funny.
man? What is that?
I don't know.
For me,
It might
put
be.
myself on mute.
do what?
It's not me.
I'm muted.
All right. Anyway, Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Yeah. Consequently, this is like the Marvel movie has the least amount of jokes, least amount of funny stuff. The tone is serious. I like the action in it. I like where they took the character in the movie and look, the Bucky as being, you know, the buddy / villain as far as the movie went. I just like it. As far as more movies go, that's my favorite of all time. So yeah, Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
That is a
My
good
number
one.
3.
This is a very good one.
All right. Y'all ready? We're
Number
going to reverse. Number 2.
Number 2.
Jessica, you ready?
Right. Okay. Basically, my top 2 are literally my top, really like 2 top ones. Really kind of, I don't know, it kind of pains me to say this because literally I'm so torn because this is literally like my favorite comic book movie, but so it's number 1. So it's BVS Ultimate Edition.
Nice.
Yeah, it's, you know, it's just, to me, it's just perfection. It's just every single like frame, every, you know, Ben Affleck, Gal Gadot, Henry Cavill, whole cast. It, you know, it kind of oozes kind of sophistication. It's so beautifully written, and yeah, enough said. It's just phenomenal. Yeah. As we all know, like
yes.
I love that movie.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Right.
So my number 2. We're on number 2. Number
Yeah,
2.
Number 2.
Is Winter Soldier. I thought that was the best Marvel movie. Like Anthony said, it had a very serious tone, which is different from what Marvel's used to. This was before the Disney takeover. There was no love interest that I can recall, and that is a good thing. Because, you know, after Batman 89, they kind of got stuck in that trope where you had to have, like Dawson and Joseph were saying, you had to have a Chase Meridian, you had to have a Vicky Vale, you had to have, you know, Lois Lane, or you had to have somebody there that was like always the love interest. Well, I mean, that gets old, it gets boring, and it's like, who's the love interest for this movie? I don't care.
Who's gonna make Batman take a back seat in this movie? Seriously, every freaking time.
What?
Every time they always make the main hero take a backseat to love interest so we can get to know her.
Oh, yeah. It had an interesting story. It didn't have a great villain because I don't recall the villain in that one. I could care less. But I just remember it was a good story. I don't know. I loved Cap in that one. That's the best Captain America movie, and it's the best Marvel movie. And and it's got great rewatchability.
Yeah.
See, the costume design was actually the best in that one. I thought as well.
And there's a fire elevator scene in there.
That elevator scene right there was magnificent. And I think Chris Evans is actually he was better cast as Captain America versus the Human Torch.
Yes.
So I think they did a better job with that. The visual effects were good. That first sequence where they're on the boat and jumping around and him flinging his shield and busting up everybody, that was fantastic. I mean, it's like I said, it's the best Marvel movie. So
yeah,
nice, right. Very nice.
Zod.
My number 2 of all time is Batman v Superman Ultimate Edition.
Nice.
I think that movie is incredible. I seen it in movie theaters. Well, I seen the original version in movie theaters 7 times. I wasn't able to see the Ultimate Edition in the theater, although I wish that I had been able to.
Yeah.
But that is, it is such a beautiful movie. It is, it is iconic. Every frame is a piece of artwork. The casting is perfect and beautiful, and the music is haunting and awesome. And it just an all around piece of perfection that got everybody excited for Justice League. So it was easy to buy into the con of 2017 because BVS was so wonderful and so great. Now it's funny because that movie would have been number one. Been number one for me, but there's something else that slightly edges it out. So I will say though, Ultimate Edition BVS all the way, number 2.
Nice.
This is interesting when Steve says low key Metal Gear Solid movie. Yeah, I can feel that.
Yeah.
For when it's all, yeah. All right, nerdy. Number 2.
So my number 2 comic book or superhero film of all time is Man of Steel. Way to totally destroy the reveal of that, Ryan. Thank you so much. But no, it's Man of Steel. Because growing up, as a kid, I never really got into the Superman character. A lot of people mention the idea that he a lot of times got very OP, overpowered, and a lot of times became unrelatable. And I felt that very much. I didn't really get into it that much at all. And I kind of slightly got into it with Superman Returns, not really. I had no real problems with the movie, but I just wasn't into it. But Man of Steel, the way that film was made and the way they made Superman relatable, made it to where he was almost just as human as we are with as far as dealing with things that are, with emotions and dealing with the idea of being alone and things like that. Just really drew me into the character that much more. And I loved Henry Cavill's performance. The cinematography, the visuals of that movie are just phenomenal. The Greek mythology parallels that they have there, or I guess the feel of Greek myths, the epicness of those fights. Michael Shannon, Zod, of course. Literally almost everything about that movie is just perfect and fantastic. And in my opinion, it's the best made comic book movie of all time. But of course, just one thing just barely edges it out, much to the reverse of Zod here.
And I'm pretty sure we've all gotten to like number 1. I pretty much sum up where everybody's going with this.
So I would say for the next round, I want. Why don't you guess what our number 1s are?
Yes.
Yeah, guess our number 1s, ACS.
Yeah. Which one do you think that we chose for number 1? How well do you know your panel?
Well, for nerdy, BVS.
Well, BVS
Ultimate Edition.
There you go.
All right. You got one for one. Do
you want me to explain why, or do you want to wait till the end?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh yeah.
So the reason BVS the Ultimate Edition takes my number one spot is because, of course, I'm a huge Batman fan. I love Batman, and Ben Affleck's Batman really resonated with me. And kind of like how you mentioned before, Anthony, in another stream, when I watched this movie, the Ultimate Edition, I went into the comics that was recommended as far as like content, well, not context, but like references and story beats that they used. And the more I did that, the more I grew to appreciate what Zack Snyder did with that story. And I started to notice all the different references that he had, even the most subtle ones. And it's when I find something new every single time. I love how deep and philosophical a lot of the plot points are. And Lex Luthor's villain and his plan is the most intriguing and the most intelligent plan of any villain in any superhero movie ever. Like, it actually has depth. It has layers to it. It has fail safes. And it's not just a simple like, oh, I'm going to call an alien army to the earth and destroy everything. Come stop me. It wasn't that. It was something based off of personal issues and struggles and a God complex. And the I guess the symbolism in that movie, it has some of the most symbolism I've ever seen. And it's fantastic. And so I just love that movie. And the only reason that it gets a leg up on Man of Steel is because of Ben Affleck's Batman. That is the only reason. But still number one for me.
Nice.
Good. All right. Good job, Anthony.
Woo!
What is Zod's number one choice? Is it Elektra?
I hope not. Please.
Catwoman again.
Halle Berry for the win.
Zod, is it? Wait a minute. Is it Man of Steel?
Oh, that was your mic.
Yes, it's Man of Steel. That was
there you go. 2 for 2.
A wonderful guess. You're 2 for 2. You know your 4 nerd panel. Listen, for me, Man of Steel is my number one comic book superhero movie of all time because it reintroduces Superman puts Superman into our world. And Superman gets Zack Snyder got a lot of criticism for Man of Steel because people kept saying, oh, you made Superman too dark. And people just don't get that they didn't make Superman dark. They just put Superman into our world. And our world is a very dark and dreadful and dreary and disgusting place. Yeah. So that is why, for me, that is the number one reason why Man of Steel is my number one, because it actually makes Superman relatable on levels that nobody else has ever been able to come up with. I mean, as much as I love Christopher Reeve and Superman 78, which was my number 3 on this list, he was a campy, different version of the comic book character. And I'm not saying that it wasn't good. I'm just saying that when you look, the difference between Henry Cavill and Christopher Reeve is Christopher Reeve was a comic booky Superman, where Henry Cavill is how you could actually see Superman if he were in our world, if he were actually real. And that's a very different, different distinction. So, and not to mention, I thought the casting for all the characters was spot on. And Ryan, I don't know what your problem is with Amy Adams, because to be honest with you,
what is your problem, Ryan?
When you think about who played Lois Lane prior to Amy Adams, you're looking at Kate Bosworth in Superman Returns, and she stunk it up. I mean, if you want to talk about somebody who was
gone with Kara Russell, which is who Brandon was reading with. So they should have Carrie Russell. They should have gone with her.
All I know is, you also have to remember that if it was you had Amy Adams, and I think Zoe Saldana was in the role for Lois Lane. So those were your two choices. I think those were the last two that it came down to. And Zoe Saldana eventually went on to play Uhura in Star Trek, and eventually went on to play, in Guardians of the Galaxy. So I don't know. I think Zoe Saldana would have been a good Lois Lane. I really think she would have, did justice to the character as well. But I didn't have a problem with Amy Adams. I don't. And I don't know, and if I do like a comparison between, like, say, for example, Amy Adams and Margot Kidder, I don't know. I mean, I like Margot Kidder in the role, but at the same time, you know, Amy Adams felt real to me. I could see Amy Adams being a real reporter. She had that, you know, that air to the extent that she later on got her own TV series where she actually played a Lois Lane type reporter. I don't know. I just was looking at everything in Man of Steel as like the real world. I could see Lawrence Fishburne as Perry White.
Oh, yeah.
I could see to me, what I loved is that all the casting was believable to me. I could see those people as those characters. So I don't know. I think and Shannon, Michael Shannon as General Zod, I thought was fantastic.
Yeah, no, I liked him.
Definitely a different take on General Zod from what we've seen in the past. I don't know who would win in a fight between Shannon's General Zod and Terrence Stamp's General Zod from the early Superman movies, because I think both of them being the same character but just different iterations of the character, that would be a unique showdown, because I like both. I think both are very well casted and both are very strong in the role of General Zod. And I was kind of torn, because at first I kind of was thinking, oh my God, Michael Shannon, that's going to be crazy as General Zod. He's a really great actor. But at first I kind of thought, well, wait a minute, what if he's miscast? But he wasn't miscast. He pulled it off perfectly. He came off as like the grizzled general, you know, fighting for his race and fighting for the survival of Krypton in whatever form that survival could be. So for me, I absolutely love that movie. It is my favorite superhero movie of all time. It is very close to my favorite movie of all time. I will say that it's wonderful. I don't know. And the only reason it slightly edges out BVS for me is just because it reintroduces Superman to our world, and I have been a lifelong Superman fan my whole life, so I'm kind of biased. So there you go. But good guess, Anthony. You know your panel.
So Ryan, don't be changing it up on me when I guess it.
Oh no, I got it right here. I got it written down.
I think I know.
I got my notes.
X-Men: The Last Stand.
That's Dawson's number. That's his.
I literally just said my number one. Like,
no, that's your go-to X-Men.
Is it?
Oh no,
BVS or is it Superman 1978?
Well, you got to pick one.
Superman 1978.
All right, yeah, you know your panel. So it does edge out Man of Steel for me as far as rewatchability, because that's what I grew up with, and that. Yeah. And so Christopher Reeve means a hell of a lot to me. He was the person that I would look to as Superman. And I understand, Henry's fantastic. I love Henry. I also like Brandon. But I have a special place in my heart for Christopher Reeve's interpretation of Superman. I love the vibrance, the saturation of the era. I like the acting. I like the banter. I like everything that Donner and crew did to bring that Superman, which is the staple, or is the foundation stone for all these other superheroes to be available, because they weren't really making movies like that back in the day. So that sort of was it was revolutionary for its time. To actually have a comic book hero taken a little seriously to be in a feature-length film, because they at that time back in those days, they didn't think it was going to fly. They didn't think they were going to make any money on it. And so I think it is fantastic. It was a great villain. I love Gene Hackman. He played a charismatic Lex Luthor. I think his costume design was great. I don't care about the underwear that was just that was comic book accurate at the time, and it's also to break up the blue from the red and and all that. It's visually appealing. it's a little silly these days because we look at that and we judge it differently. But back then, it didn't matter. It wasn't a big deal. It wasn't it wasn't on anybody's minds back then. The female lead, she was a decent lead. I thought she was a fantastic reporter. She embodied the role of Lois. They had great chemistry, and I think that really helped out. I didn't really like the sequence of her, and him flying, and she's in her like gown or whatever. When I was a kid, I always fast forward that part because I was like, get past that because girls are icky. So I did that. The story was great. I loved the same thing with Jonathan Kent. He died from a heart attack. Outside of Superman's powers, there's nothing he could do. He had to sit there and watch. There's nothing he couldn't do anything to turn back time or anything at that moment when his father passed, because he was a teenager and he didn't know his powers yet. So very interesting how they did that. Like I said, the rewatchability factor for it.
What's your favorite? What's your favorite edition, Zeeverfett? Like what? Because there have been like 3 or 4 different variations of that movie. What's your?
I don't think I've seen the 3-hour cut.
Oh, I love it. The 3-hour cut to me is definitive. It's amazing.
The regular edition of Superman the movie. I do like the Donner cut as well, just to watch.
Of Superman 2?
Of Superman 2.
Yeah.
Just because they used a lot of the shots from Superman 1 in Superman 2 because it was actually he was filming both of them back to back.
Right, simultaneously,
And again, they the Salkinds kicked him off before he could finish it. And Lester came in, changed it up. And I'm fine with Lester's work. He brought a
Lester didn't do a Justice League to Superman 2.
No, he didn't.
By no means. No. It was still a good movie.
It was entertaining. It was coherent. It fit really well.
Right. If Justice League would have been as good as the Lester cut of Superman 2 in terms of content, I don't think we would be where we are right now with the demand being so high for the Snyder cut, to be honest.
And Christopher Reeve was perfectly cast.
Yes.
I think he is the reason why Brandon and Henry got the roles, because they exemplify who he was. And that's why they did in Man of Steel. They did that
and because for the time Christopher Reeve was what Superman what Henry Cavill is to Superman nowadays.
Right.
It's the same thing.
Henry is
interchangeable. Yeah.
So he's the Superman for the kids of today. Yet the 70s were a great time. The 2000s and where we are now is grim. It is horrible. It is. You have to lock your doors. We didn't lock our dours, back in those days.
I got you.
Yeah, I mean, it was a different time, so it was a different Superman. And like I said, that was just what I modeled myself after, in terms of who is a hero. So that's why he is my number one pick. And also the visual effects are great for its time. Oh, yeah. You really did believe that a man could fly.
Yeah.
You need to check out the 3-hour version, Ryan. I'd be interested to see what your opinion would be on that, because to me that's my favorite version of Superman the movie. It's like, to me it's like definitive. I watched that and I'm like, wow, this is so great, and it doesn't feel like 3 hours at all.
Yeah. Oh no, I'd be definitely down to watch that. I definitely.
So Jessica.
Yeah.
Is yours BVS?
No, I said BVS.
Oh, which one was it? Oh, I got one wrong, y'all.
Okay. Quickly recap your last 4, and then he can try to guess.
So it was
Birds of Prey.
Birds of Prey. Then it was Man of Steel, Wonder Woman, and BVS.
Catwoman.
Definitely not.
No. Please, no.
Would it be Steel?
Oh, goodness.
Fantastic Four.
I have seen that.
Fan Four Stick.
Oh, man.
Definitely not.
Give me a...
You'll kick yourself when I tell you. Yeah. kind of,
It's obvious.
yeah. Should I just say it?
Come on, Anthony.
Superman 1978. Is it Superman?
I do love that film. I mean, it's absolute classic. I still need to watch the 3-hour cut. I mean,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you'll love it. The 3-hour cut is marvelous to me. I'm just like,
Yeah.
wow.
What am I missing? Right? Is it?
I have the box there. I just haven't watched that edition.
Is it Suicide Squad?
Definitely not. Don't release the A cut. That's all I'm saying.
Notice how Suicide Squad didn't make anybody's top 5, by the way.
Did not. It did
Oh, is it
not.
Watchmen?
No.
So no, I do love Watchmen. I like the theatrical cut, but obviously the director's cut and the ultimate cut are the definitive.
You got me. You got me. What is it? What is it?
Drum roll. It's Joker.
Oh, great pick.
Okay,
Great pick.
Okay.
Yeah, for the reason that it's just, to me, it's an absolute masterpiece. Like what Joaquin Phoenix and Todd Phillips did with that film, just the detail, the kind of just it's really intricate and kind of so. Joaquin Phoenix's performance is just so incredible, and cinematography, like Lawrence Sher's cinematography is just incredible. I can't wait for him to do Black Adam, by the way. And the main reason I think I love it is because it's just, I watched it like 6 or 7 times in the cinema. It's kind of, in a weird way, kind of really fun. In a kind of really kind of creepy and scary way, just like a horror film.
Yeah.
Especially that third act, especially when that scene, it kind of gets your heart pumping, especially when I watched it the first time. I'd seen those leaks and that got my heart pumping. I was like, oh my God, this is going to be incredible. And then my heart was pumping throughout that third act. It's like a sort of roller coaster you're going on, and it's just sort of beautiful. And I love the music in it and the soundtrack. First time I heard it, I was like, this is good. But then when you watch the film again and again, the soundtrack just becomes even better, and better. And I just think it's an incredible film. And BVS and Joker, I think, are my, today are my absolute favorite. But yeah.
Nice. Those are really good ones.
Yeah.
All right, Anthony, what's yours, buddy?
I don't even think. Well, it's obvious. It's Man of Steel.
Fire.
I don't think I said my number 2 though. I think we jumped just.
You did not.
God, you didn't.
Number 2 is BVS Ultimate Edition for all the reasons you guys said. It's a 5.
Wow, so you and I got the same top 2, Anthony. See?
Yeah. And number 1.
So he also picked New Mutants.
What? No. Hey,
why are you bringing New Mutants into this conversation? What does that have to do with
I brought Catwoman up and Steel. So
Steel.
Worst. I think that's the worst.
BBS is, for obvious reasons, and in Man of Steel, it's the same thing, you guys said. It's just he just modernized them so much because it was time. The comics had got kind of stale to me at that point as far as storytelling and things like, I need to see something that's going to grab me again like it did when I was like 6 years old or whatever. And that's what happened is Man of Steel did that for me. So yeah, I watched it today. Like I said, the 5 movies that I named, I watched them in the past.
Yeah, it's like, but that's how it is. When the movies like that resonate with you, you're gonna watch them as often, even if you just have them on in the background. Like I'll put on Man of Steel or BVS in the background and be doing other things, working, whatever. And it's just like, those movies so well that you're set. It's like comfort food to a point.
I can have 30 minutes to kill. What am I throwing on in them 30 minutes while I eat real
Man of Steel.
Or BBS or, just any of those movies, just throwing them on, just to watch them for 20 minutes. All right, I got to go. It's yeah. So that was the number one factor in me choosing these. Is just, you know what I mean? Like Superman, the original Superman, the movie with Christopher Reeves, I love it, but I haven't watched it in so long. And like, that's one of those, like, I'm not watching that unless I can watch it from start to finish. Type of deals, you know what I'm saying? Like that's a top 10 for me. But as far as like top 5, like movies that like are just like when I showed you that Watchmen, it's sitting right there because it's been watched like 2 days ago or something.
Oh yeah, Watchmen. You pull it out and I'm glad that you love the ultimate cut of Watchmen, because to me a lot of people don't. A lot of people say they prefer the director's cut that does, but I feel like that Black Freighter stuff is important
because when you're reading it, you get to the Black Freighter, you actually read that stuff. So yeah.
Yes, and if you don't read the Black Freighter when you're reading Watchmen, you're not really reading Watchmen. You got to read it all because the Black Freighter is connected to the story. It's an integral part of what's going on in the film.
Yeah. So you know what's funny, Anthony? Oh, go ahead.
I love that Ezra's got the Black Freighter shirt on in Zack Snyder's.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
That's nice. Yes.
Anthony, you bring up some funny when you mention like, oh, what's the thing I'm going to put on when I just have like 30 minutes? Like for me, of course, it's either BVS or The Office or something like that. And to just to show you how different my wife and I are when it comes to entertainment, I'll put on BVS if I have like half an hour. She'll put on Phineas and Ferb. That's not bashing on Phineas and Ferb. It just shows the difference.
And
like a big, totally big gap. It's like, wow, huge. So how did you meet again, Dawson? What do you have in common? Like, what is it that like drew you together?
She found him, and she was like, him.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, that's usually, you know what, Ryan? That's usually how it goes, though, right?
She was the only girl I ever walked up to, talked to, and got her phone number in the same conversation.
Okay.
Like the first time ever, like doing that.
Pow pow.
I tell you what he walked up to her and said.
And if it looks like we were scared to death, like a couple of kids just trying to save each other.
And I just realized you're wearing the Nerdy in Many Ways cap for your audition.
I had
way to cross promote.
Yeah,
That's
right?
amazing.
Well, see, the thing is that my hair was so long before I cut it. My hair was so long before I cut it that I couldn't manage it without wearing a hat. And so, like, yes, it was both cross promotional, but I just had to in order to look somewhat presentable because my hair was a mess. So.
Hey,
that should be your intro right there for every video.
That is awesome. That is so
I need to
great.
get a camera like the one they use. Goodness gracious.
Oh,
that
yeah,
phenomenal.
the camera's fire. Like, if you watch it on YouTube, it's the quality is fire. So, before we wrap it up here, we're reaching an hour and a half. You know how to do. If you come on my show, the first time you come on, you guys have all seen Jessica seen hers because I sent her a pic of it earlier, but in just like live action under the lights.
Oh wow!
This is Jessica's shirt that my wife made for her.
Wow, that's fire! That is fire.
Okay, now you can see the colors if I turn it sideways.
That's beautiful. Check out the colors, man.
Yeah, that TARDIS is just good. Just because, Doctor Who is like my first love fandom.
It's your go-to.
Yeah, it's like so. I just had to have.
So Jessica, who's your doctor?
Peter Capaldi, easy.
That's a great choice.
Yeah, or Tom Baker. David Tennant's over.
Even better. All of those are wonderful. Do you listen to the Big Finish audio dramas?
I do indeed. I haven't actually. For quite a few months, but
I am such a fan. I am such a nut for those audio dramas. It is ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm currently in the middle of the latest box set of the 8th Doctor. So
okay. So are you Rendezvous or what's the latest one he's doing?
I think I'm in Rendezvous.
Rendezvous.
It's one of the latest, not the latest.
Okay. Because he just did because David Tennant and Tom Baker just did a collaboration.
Yeah, I need to listen to that.
And that is awesome. You will enjoy that one.
Oh, and the night Chris Eccleston coming back is
is that not great news? Is that not like the greatest Doctor Who news ever? Like when they announced that Christopher Eccleston was coming back to do Big Finish, I was just like, has hell frozen over? I mean, that is incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, I love Jodie Whittaker, but I hate. Well, I don't hate
the writing is atrocious.
Like the series. That's because, especially the last series, I'm a real stickler for like continuity, and the way that like Chris Chibnall like literally when like it contradicts Heaven Sent, it literally contradicts Series 9. I'm
gonna have to have you on the Doctor on the Zod Rider show, and we're gonna have to discuss Doctor Who, because that to me, I'm with you. I agree with you 1,000%. I mean, I right now I am like I thank God every day for Big Finish, because if not for Big Finish, I don't know where I would be as a Doctor Who fan. I would just be shaking my head like, where do we go from here?
I mean, The Haunting of Villa Diodati, that was probably the best episode of the last series. But then, like, the stuff in the finale was just not great. I mean,
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
And I apologize. I'm not well versed in the Doctor Who stuff. So
I'm sorry that I just we just like totally took over the show. You guys have
you're good. I was just apologizing for not interjecting because I don't.
My little brother's a huge Doctor Who fan. He loves David Tennant as the Doctor. I know that much.
He wins all the polls. In the fandom, it's kind of like a matter of contention because he like always wins, and I was like 12 fans are just like so pissed off. It's like,
well, like my doctor was Christopher Eccleston.
Yeah.
And what happened for me was I started listening to Big Finish, and I was telling this to somebody the other day, where when I started listening to Big Finish, Paul McGann slowly started creeping up as my favorite Doctor, because he's like the Doctor of Big Finish. It's like he's so awesome that it's hard to like not see him in such a role. I feel like he should get like at least a season to do a live action.
When he did the Night of the Doctor, I like.
And didn't you love how when he did Night of the Doctor, how he made the Big Finish audios canon? Yeah. When he mentioned Lucy Miller, I nearly fell out of my seat.
Same. It was incredible. Yeah, she's an amazing companion.
Yes.
Yeah.
You talk about a strong character. You talk about a strong companion for the Doctor who could easily do a show on her own. It was Lucy Miller. I really.
She's got her own spin-off.
Yeah, she got her own spin-off now. Mm-hmm.
I need to listen to that. She's great. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Wow, guys, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Hey, man, y'all in chat. Hey, I look forward to that. You should jump on the Zod Rider show. Y'all probably
we're gonna do that. I'm gonna have Jessica on as soon as possible so we can do Doctor Who for 2 hours, because I am just like
y'all were vibing just then.
Yeah, I know. I was just
in
the comments.
Right.
Especially like Big Finish, because that's like deep.
Big Finish is so great. I love it so much. I mean,
I agree, Steve. Great take, Steve.
The Prisoner.
Doctor Who with me, I've literally watched every single episode like more than twice. So
V for Vendetta?
Yeah, V for Vendetta.
Okay.
I mean, we'll sit there. We'll compare Big Finish collections. Yeah, well, this is.
I don't know. The 3-hour cut is not the TV cut. No.
No, it's different. It's the 3-hour cut the TV cut is a little bit shorter than the version that they released. The recent version of Superman the movie that they put.
I'll be watching. See, I was planning on mailing the shirts out in the next couple of days, but since I just saw this particular shirt won't get mailed out until next week.
Yeah.
Good.
If you recall the bat that's behind Nicotina,
yeah,
that took a little bit longer than original, because I kept getting all kinds of messages.
And just to clarify, a comment in the chat, ACS, would you do me a favor and bring up that comment that was made where he said that it wasn't fair. It wasn't fair what I was saying about Christopher Reeve.
Which one? Who put it on there?
It was a previous. Let me see here. Let me see. Let me check that for a minute.
Oh, you're talking about Steve Kassan?
No, it was you can call me Joker.
Yeah.
Said something.
Reeve was a perfect actor.
He said
No,
no.
no.
The Joker movie, no.
No, they said Zod. That's not fair, saying that because Reeves' Superman was relevant for its time as much as Cavill was for his.
And I just wanted to comment on that. I said I completely agree with that. I think that Reeves was just as relevant back then as Cavill is now. I am in complete agreement with Ryan over that because, again, you know, I love Christopher Reeve as Superman as well. I grew up with Christopher Reeve as Superman, and he defined the role for me as well. I'm just saying, you know, for me, I felt like, you know, Henry Cavill was more relatable later on. I'm not slighting Christopher Reeve at all. So I just wanted to clarify that Superman the movie is my number 3 after all. So
yeah,
there you go. There you go.
I mean, that film does have crazy fans, as we see in this band. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. All right. Before we wrap up, question number 3, and this is pretty simple. Would you rather live for a week in the past or in the future?
Would I rather live in the past or the future?
A week in the past or a week in the future? That's easy.
that's easy.
I'm gonna go past.
Same.
I'm trying to do the Biff Tannen. I'm trying to win the lottery.
Same. I'm going to say pass.
In the 50s.
I'm going to say pass. I mean, the fact that you the idea of living a week in the past is awesome.
Just go show up on the set of like as soon as they start production, as soon as Joss Whedon gets the set to start trying to take over, you're just like, yo, don't do it. Just no.
Pull Joss off to the side and be like, yo, Joss, you made the Avengers. You don't need to do this. Turn this down.
Look, he said put a little. No, you go in the past. He said put a little money on the Cubbies. Yes.
Actually, when you think about it, I would be like, yeah, just do it, because like we wouldn't be getting exactly.
Yeah, you know.
As the 4-hour proper.
I think though, my opinion, I kind of feel like if Joss was unavailable or didn't come on board, they would have just went with what Zach gave them. I don't think they would have brought in somebody else.
What she's saying is now we're getting the scary idea.
It turned out better. Yeah.
We're getting the scary idea.
We've got to be thankful for the Justice League being so terrible that we can get Zack Snyder's Justice League now. It's like
if Justice League was successful, here's a question for all of you. If Justice League was successful, do you think we would still be getting the Snyder cut, or do you think we would be getting an extended version of Justice League?
No, they wouldn't have done either. They would have set it aside, like Man of Steel and Wonder Woman. They would have set it on the shelf and said, "What are we doing for?" We would have the Batgirl movie. We would have the Nightwing movie. We would have, we'd have the Suicide Squad.
By successful, you mean like $1 billion, right?
Yeah. If it was the equivalent of what.
Yeah, I agree with you, Ryan. Yes.
So you don't think we would have gotten an extended version if it was successful?
No, because everybody was like done with it. They were
everybody would have been satisfied.
Put it away.
Oh! You're talking about it in terms of the context of how it is now, how it exists. You're not. Yes. You don't mean so. You're where the circumstances are all the same, meaning that all the controversies and all the things that went on behind the scenes. That meeting in
November with Zach and company did not happen or did not go well, then it would be quieted away. And you wouldn't hear anything. But maybe 20 years later, we would get like the Donner cut.
Like the Donner cut. Yeah.
Okay. That works.
Nice.
I'm in New Zealand, so I'm living the future technically. Oh. Well, it's 2 p.m. on Thursday?
Technically.
The future not looking great. That's awesome, Raja. That is awesome.
Pretty good. And just
my God.
Direction of DCU, what have been going forward? I don't know. Did you understand the question, Nicotina?
I think he's just typing. Is this talk to text? Because it sounds incoherent.
Are you at work
that
still?
Or he's drunk?
Are you at work still?
Yeah, he's like Injustice and some other crap. Send.
All right, you guys, we're hitting an hour and 40. We're gonna wrap it up. And with
Midnight Run.
Fire.
Yes. fire. Nerdy, tell your final thoughts and where they can find you.
All right, cool. Well, you can find me on YouTube by the name of Nerdy in Many Ways. We're actually 4 subscribers away from 9K subscribers. So
I knew it,
and that's exciting. So be sure to check it out. We just got a review post right before this stream, actually, of Bloodfather from 2016.
Oh,
so
I'm gonna have to go check that out.
Go and watch that and see why Bloodfather is not the same movie as Logan.
Oh, please. It is. You're
not.
oversimplifying it. You're oversimplifying
it.
Oversimplifying it?
You are.
I'm oversimplifying it?
You are.
Wow.
The narrative of this is very,
Hold
very
up, Dawson. You didn't hit it while we were live, and you just didn't want to say it live that you hit 9.
Oh, yeah. Hey, congratulations on your 9K.
Congratulations, Dawson.
Well, thank you. And yeah, you can find me on Twitter at NIMW32 and also Instagram by the same name. Also check me out on a Periscope. And yeah, thanks for having me here.
So basically, Dawson, he hit the 9K, and he just didn't want to put it on our face like this.
Well, looky here. Ooh, it's fire.
Woo!
No, still 4 away. Still 4 away. Not quite there yet.
Zod, tell them where they can find you, man. Final thoughts.
Yeah, you can find me on Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern on the Zod Rider Show over at psn-radio.com. And you can find me at 7:30 on Thursday nights on YouTube here with you, gentlemen, on the 4 Nerds for the 4 Nerds. And this Thursday, we have a good friend of mine, Pilly Swain, a.k.a. Mr. West Ashley from the Go Deep podcast, is going to be joining us. So that's going to be a fantastic episode. I am so hyped for that. I cannot wait. I love any chance I get to hang out with Mr. West Ashley. I get excited because he's just always got really, really good takes, and he really likes to go deep. So it's gonna be
I'm
fun.
really glad that Zod is the one that always remembers to plug in 4 Nerds, because I always feel bad when I forget to do so. But yes, 4 Nerds.
Oh, I was gonna do it too.
No, you weren't.
Yeah, it was.
Right.
Put Ryan on first next time.
It's just you and Sil that have a problem plugging 4 Nerds.
All right, Ryan.
It must be the 9K thing. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's like 9K. Like I can better than that. You can find me and my compadres here on the 4 Nerds 7:30. It'll be on my channel this week. So please, if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification so you don't miss out on Mr. Wes Ashley on the channel. Should be a great time had by all. And also just stick around. I have some good reviews on my channel as well. We're doing some fun things.
Great take, Ryan. Yes.
Thank you. And next couple weeks we have some more videos planned out. So hey, I appreciate everybody here. And whether you agree with me or don't, that's just fine.
Oh man. He'll go on with you for hours about it if not.
I will.
We had a private chat. Y'all was going off earlier. Right.
I love Anthony's last comment. It's just like, yo, chill.
All right, Jessica.
So you can find me on Twitter at Jessica Blake 98 and on Instagram at Jessica Blake 37, which 98 is kind of an important number to me, but like 37 was just like Instagram, just like you say, just a random number. So it's like whatever. And my YouTube is in the pipeline, so that's I've just started editing like my first wave of like edits I'm gonna do to like launch it. And that's it's a lot of like it's a lot I'm doing. So and I took a break because of DC fandom, and now I'm getting back into the kind of groove of it. So that's coming soon. So look out. I'll like launch it on Twitter, so you'll see it. Yeah.
We'll be looking out for it. And Jessica, thank you so much for coming on.
Pleasure.
Yes, we appreciate you guys. You're probably going to be on every single stream.
People need to be looking out for that. If you're Doctor Who fans, be looking out for that Zod Rider Show episode that me and Jessica are going to do, because that's going to be fire.
I think Anthony, myself, and Dawson should be on the stream as well.
Just hello.
adding nothing to the conversation. Just
Well, it's funny because when Jessica and Zod were talking back and forth, I just messaged everybody in the private chat. I messaged Anthony and Zeeverfett, and I was just like, "Yo, what's up, guys? How you doing?"
yeah, I know, right?
So what you eat?
Oh man, yeah, but it's tacos.
It's about tacos.
I just thought of a random food, but it's okay.
So before we go, I'm gonna play this because
exactly. That's
here we go.
Lambda, baby.
I love it. Thank you. That's awesome.
I love it, man. That when I saw that dude, it's so funny. But I like to play this.
It's gonna be a great year.
I mean, my God, we're all such nerds. Everybody knows what that was. We're all nerds.
Does Dawson?
Huh?
What?
Do you know where that's from?
Lambda, baby.
You saying lambda baby?
Lambda. Do you know where that's from?
The first episode of Four Nerds.
Cut to the credits.
Not off the top of my head, no. Not off the top of my head, no.
You're missing out.
Should we tell him?
No, let him figure it out. I mean, look at the internet. He has the internet at his fingertips.
What do you gotta type in lambda lamb?
He has Google like the rest of us.
Or am I just supposed to type in lambda?
Yeah, type it in. The results will tell you exactly what it is.
It will tell you exactly what we're talking about.
But before I wrap up, I always like to play this video tour at the end, just to show you how Zack Snyder gets the crowd hyped.
The space and just be like dead. And so, okay, so there's always like, so they had 2 windows, right, to do the jump, and Cyborg says like, what, which of these 2 windows do you think we should use? And Bruce was like, well, what window would you have put me through if you didn't ask? And he's like, this one. And then he's like, use the other one. Because that one you already did, and it was the wrong one. Barry Allen was in my freaking Batcave yelling at me about like nonsense. You need to put him through that other one, because that's the one that will, because he had to jump right before Darkseid boom tubes into the Batcave to murder Lois, so you have to like. Anyway, so that was the window that he had to like.
Thanks for ruining the movie.
Fire,
dude! I love watch that clip right there. Always, and
when
the other one.
It's gonna be amazing. Like,
yeah,
we are gonna do like.
Yeah, when Darkseid boom tombs into the Batcave to kill Lois, that's gonna be fire.
That is a scary idea.
Is anybody else super hyped with the way Darkseid is gonna turn out in this movie? The way he's gonna look, the way he's gonna sound. I mean,
yes.
Just listening to like Sandman and like Ray Porter, just gonna be incredible. Like,
yeah, it's gonna be.
Yeah, do you think that they'll make us wait till the movie to hear him, or do you think that there'll be another trailer?
Oh no,
they'll probably make us wait.
They'll make us wait for that one. That's.
And I hope that Zack Snyder throws up that "no protectors here." I hope that line from Steppenwolf gets thrown in one of the next trailers or something.
Yeah, I think the next trailer is epic. Because like the teaser trailer is very much a teaser trailer. It's like it's incredible. Like hallelujah! It's just like I think it's one of my favorite trailers like ever. It's the one I've watched the most, just because it has like so much sentimental value, and knowing that like Autumn is like one of her favorite songs. Like it's just kind of so emotional.
Yeah.
But I think like when we get the first proper official trailer, and we'll get like epic music and like so much more footage. So we've hardly seen anything. Like it's 4 hours. Like you've barely scratched the surface.
Yeah.
And some people like have no idea what's coming, and it's going to be so fire. So fire.
Nicotine is ridiculous. You're gonna do a review of either Logan or I think Dawson, you did a review of Bloodfather, didn't you?
I think he was asking Ryan.
Oh, I'm not going to waste my time.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, and you know what? Toad Rider isn't responding.
Awesome stream. Appreciate it, man.
He's about to get blocked
He said,
by the four nerds.
Lamb Dad. No, it's Lambda. He said Lambda. Rasha Fire. Yes, indeed. Peace out.
It's so weird that you guys just assume that I know what that's supposed to mean.
Well, it was way before your time, Dawson.
I don't know. I mean, he is Wormser.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, is this the Revenge of the Nerds thing?
He didn't look it up.
Oh, wow.
Oh, he remembers it from last time we talked about it.
Still haven't seen it, but
yeah.
Well, you definitely could, and you do have an outlet for it, so check it out, Dawson.
Yeah.
I might consider
all right,
it
you guys.
eventually.
I appreciate y'all coming on. I will see you all tomorrow. 4 Nerds, 7:30 p.m. tomorrow with Mr. Wes Ash is going to be on the show.
3 out of 4 nerds plugging the show. Isn't that's kind of that ain't
4 Nerds tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time.
Jessica, it's been
now
my
we'll have
pleasure.
8 or 9K tuning in. So.
Yeah. Jessica, it's been my pleasure to have you on the show. Look forward to having you back on again. Send me your information whenever you get the chance so that I can get you that shirt. And everybody else, thank you for attending the ACS Universe. We'll see you guys next time.
Yeah.